Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies on a farm with her Auntie Em and Uncle Henry. The house was small, and they had a cyclone cellar built underground where they could go in case of a sudden cyclone or tornado. "Let's see a cyclone get through this cellar. Good luck with that." "Don't tempt fate, Henry," scolded Auntie Em. One day, they realized a cyclone was coming. Auntie Em and Uncle Henry hurried to the cyclone cellar, calling Dorothy, "Hurry, hurry!" But Dorothy's dear little dog Toto was hiding under the bed with his favorite of Uncle Henry's shoes. Dorothy ran to get him so they could take shelter in Henry's storm-taunting cellar. But it was too late. The cyclone picked up the house with Dorothy and Toto in it and spun the house around and around as it rose in the air. For a while, of course, Dorothy was terribly afraid. But soon she fell asleep and was awakened by the sudden thump of the house landing. At first, she thought the thump was her auntie and uncle dancing again. But when she opened the door, she saw that cha-ching, the cyclone had set the house down in a land of marvelous beauty. The people there were smaller than most adults Dorothy had known, and they wore very different looking clothes to any she'd seen before. And they sang songs. Dorothy had one about a lollipop stuck in her head for days. The Good Witch of the North, named Glinda, was there and spoke to Dorothy. She explained that Dorothy's house had landed on the Wicked Witch of the East, and that had freed everyone in Munchkinland from her control and meanness. The Munchkins were celebrating. One excited Munchkin asked Dorothy, "Have you heard the lollipop song?" Dorothy asked, "Do you mean lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop?" The Munchkins looked confused, but they gave to Dorothy the magic slippers, which had been worn by the Wicked Witch of the East. Glinda told Dorothy the slippers were magic and would protect her. Toto thought to himself, "Magic shoes?" Dorothy explained that she and Toto just wanted to go home to Kansas, but Glinda could not help her do that. She advised Dorothy to go to the Wizard of Oz, who lived in the Emerald City. He was the greatest wizard in the land and could help her. She told her to follow the yellow brick road. Dorothy asked, "You mean the one from the Elton John song?" Glinda teleported away with a confused look on her face. On their way, Dorothy and Toto met a friendly scarecrow. Dorothy told him they were going to the Emerald City to ask the great Wizard of Oz to help them return to Kansas. The scarecrow asked to go with them so that he could ask the wizard for a brain. "Great idea," Dorothy said. Soon after, the travelers met a Tin Man who groaned because he could not move. His joints were so stiff they needed oil. Dorothy oiled him, and when he could move again, he asked to go along with them to the Emerald City to ask the great Wizard of Oz to give him a heart. The Scarecrow said, "You must care about getting a heart a whole lot because it's a long way to Oz." As they went along with Toto, they walked through a forest. A huge lion roared. Toto barked at the lion, who appeared ready to bite the little dog, but Dorothy smacked the lion on the nose and called him a coward for trying to bite such a little dog. The lion began to cry and said, "Oh yes, I am a coward. and I'm so ashamed." When Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man explained that they were going to the Emerald City to ask the great Wizard of Oz to help them, the Lion asked to go along so that perhaps he could ask the Wizard for courage. The Tin Man asked the Lion, "How bad do you want courage? It's a long walk." The Lion said, "I would jump through fire for courage. Put it that way." Next, the travelers entered a great field of beautiful scarlet-colored poppies. Now, these flowers have a powerful scent that can cause people and animals to fall asleep. Dorothy and Toto fell asleep right away, and the Lion was getting drowsy. The Scarecrow and the Tin Man were not human or animal, so they were not affected. So they quickly picked up Dorothy and Toto, carried them out of the poppy field, where they woke up again. The Lion saw what was happening and ran out of the field before he could fall fast asleep. "I would have helped carry Dorothy out, but I got distracted by the smell of the flowers." The Tin Man said, "I'll pretend I didn't hear that." At last, they reached the Emerald City in the great land of Oz. At the gate, they were met by a little man who said he was the guardian of the gate. They told him they wanted to see the wizard. So the guardian said he would take them to see him after they put on the green glasses. The Scarecrow asked, "What is this, a 3D movie or something?" The guardian nodded. Each traveler entered a different room. In Dorothy's, she encountered an enormous head attached to no body. It said, "I am Oz, the great and terrible. Why are you here?" Dorothy asked to return to her home in Kansas. The wizard said he could grant the wish only after Dorothy and her friends had brought back the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West, whatever it takes. Dorothy didn't like the sound of that. The Scarecrow entered the throne room, where he found a lovely magical lady who said, "I am Oz, the great and powerful. What is it you wish?" The Scarecrow asked for a brain, but Oz said again, "Only if you bring back the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West, no matter what it takes." The Scarecrow thought, that sounds creepy. When the Tin Man entered the throne room, Oz had become a great and fearsome beast. He said again, "I am Oz, the great and powerful. What do you wish?" The Tin Man asked for a heart, but was told the same, and replied, I know, witch's broom, whatever it takes. Yeah, the others told me, no problem." I said, "Really?" The Tin Man said, "No, not really. Thanks for nothing." At last, when the Lion entered the throne room, the great and powerful Oz had become a burning, brilliant fire. The Lion asked for courage and was told by a grumpy Oz, "If you don't know what to do, just ask your friends. Apparently they know everything." Not having any idea what else they could do to solve their problems, the friends set out to find the Wicked Witch of the West, to see if maybe she had an extra broom she could spare if they asked nicely. When the witch saw them coming a long way off, she put on her magic golden cap and called the winged monkeys to stop the travelers from entering her castle. They pushed the Tin Man so that he fell on great rocks and became badly dented. The monkeys pulled the stuffing out of the Scarecrow. The Lion was bound with ropes and carried off to the witch's castle. But when the monkeys saw Dorothy's magic slippers, they had to carry her gently to the castle. "I bruise like a peach," Dorothy screamed. The lion thought to himself, "Me too." The witch made Dorothy work very hard, cleaning everything in her castle. She wanted Dorothy's shoes more than anything because they would give her more power. But Dorothy never took them off. "Don't you want to take off your shoes and have a shower after reorganizing all of that garbage?" said the witch. "No, I'm good," said Dorothy. The witch set an invisible iron bar in the kitchen for Dorothy to trip on. And when she did trip, one of her shoes came off. The evil witch grabbed the shoe, which made Dorothy so angry, she threw a bucket of water on the witch. The water made the witch melt away into nothing. Dorothy said, "I'm glad I didn't take a shower. The water in this place is dangerous." At last, the four friends and Toto could return to the wizard and have their wishes granted. When they went to the wizard's place, Toto accidentally knocked over a screen, and behind it was a little old man who had been pretending to be the great and powerful Wizard of Oz for many years. He had used magic skills to make himself look like the head, the woman, and the fire. "You gotta admit my tricks are pretty good, right?" "Look, I'm sorry. I don't know how to grant any wishes. They didn't teach me that at the great and wonderful Wizard of Oz magic school. But have you heard of Google? It's amazing. You can find anything. Come back tomorrow. I'll have all the answers." The next day, the wizard poured bran into the scarecrow's head, placed a silk red heart in the Tin Man's chest, and gave the lion a potion to drink, which he said would give him courage. It was called Red Bull. The scarecrow thought, what a dumb name for a drink. The phony wizard flew away in a hot air balloon. Dorothy was supposed to go with him to return to Kansas, but she had chased after Toto until the balloon took off without her. The wizard said, "I could wait, but if I make an exception for you, I have to make an exception for everybody. And then I'd be the Wizard of Exceptions. And I worked too hard at making up my name, the Great." Then she and her friends traveled to see the Good Witch of the South, who told Dorothy to click her magic heels together and say what she wanted. Dorothy clicked her heels together 3 times and said, "Take me home to Auntie M." Auntie M was so happy to have her dear niece home again. She asked, "Where have you been?" Dorothy said, "I've been to the land of Oz." "But oh, Auntie M, there's no place like home." Auntie M said, "That's nice, dear, but I need a vacation. Tell me about this Oz place."